What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Nation Toy Show. This is just a web series where we're talking about toys and collectibles that matter to me. This is episode number 18, and just a few days ago, I put out episode number 17, and I was talking about how there is a couple of mysterious Deluxe Class Studio Series figures. And we know there's going to be Crankcase World War II Bumblebee, Barricaded Sideswipe, but there's also Scrap Metal, which I don't know what it is. And then there's a question mark, which I don't know what it is. However, I did also mention that very soon Hasbro's going to be posting official images, or rather official information about what those Studio Series characters are. So, not less than 24 hours, we got 4 out of the 6 Deluxe images. Check this out. We got Clunker Bumblebee. I really don't know what the difference between Clunker Bumblebee and the other Bumblebee that I already have. I really don't know what the difference is. Besides, like, is it just damage? Deluxe Class Sideswipe from Transformers Dark of the Moon. Deluxe Class Crankcase from Transformers Dark of the Moon. And Deluxe Class World War II Bumblebee from Transformers Last Night. Out of these 4 reveals, World War II Bumblebee is the one that interests me the most. It's something that I mentioned that I wanted the most from a top 10 list of characters that I didn't think we were going to get as toys. And now it's actually happening. So God bless this Studio Series. It is the dream, or rather the, how can I say, the definitive series for the Transformers live action movie line. And I'm glad they're putting it all together as one line, like all 5 or 6 movies all combined into one line, as opposed to waiting for every movie to come out and then we have a new movie line, like a movie toy line. So I'm glad they're doing that. Now, these debuted at Fan Expo Canada, which is actually happening right now as we speak. Today is the last day, and Twitter user Ryan Richard Batman Sheehy actually posted a couple of photos. They're not very clear, but let's check this out. There's the Deluxe Class World War II Bumblebee, and with his robot and vehicle mode. And the vehicle mode is this armored assault vehicle. And then his robot mode is very, very bulky. He's got the hammer, which he used in Transformers Last Night. He whacks Optimus in the head with it in the fight. And he also got this multi-barreled handgun. And the hammer actually doubles as a cannon on the vehicle mode. And then there's Sideswipe, which actually looks really good. Like, I really love the Sideswipe that I have, this Deluxe Class, but I think this one actually is an improvement over the other one. I haven't looked at my Sideswipe in a while, so I'm really not sure what that improvement is, but I can already tell this one does look better. And then there's also Barricade, which is quite an improvement over the Deluxe Class Barricade. I'm not talking about the Masterpiece Barricade that came out recently. This Deluxe Class Studio Series Barricade already looks so much better, and it's mainly because they really they made the chest work better, as opposed to having a giant car hood over his like just right there as his chest. Anyways, let's take a look at some more official photos. So there is Bumblebee in the robot mode, and once again, I still can't see any differences. And the only thing that I noticed that's different, as far as I can tell, is just the battle damage. I mean, that is why they're calling Clunker Bumblebee. There's a little bit of rusty like spots on the vehicle, as well as paint job, scrape, and it just looks really weathered. So, I mean, I guess that's what it is. Then there's Crankcase, and I am actually, I believe this is just a repaint of Crowbar. Like, they just did something with the head to make it look different, and but it looks like it just transforms to the same alt mode as Crowbar. So it looks like if you want to create a like the Dreads, like a Dread army, like the 3 of them, well, except for the Hatchet, which is not available except in the Cyberverse mode, then you can do that with these new Studio Series Crowbar and Crankcase. But actually, I really like the Crankcase that I already have from Transformers Dark of the Moon. Check out this Sideswipe. I like this Sideswipe a lot. This Sideswipe gives the, I guess it really fixes the issue with the back. The back just has like a some kibble there. I mean, it's still there, but it looks like they're really utilizing it better so that it looks better in the robot mode. It actually just makes him look just so much better. And I love the fact that he has those blades like that. It just puts some. It just makes for a more dynamic and better looking robot. And of course, the vehicle mode looks great. It is of course, the Dark of the Moon version, so it is a convertible. Now here is an official photo, official image of that barricade, and as you can see right now, this is such an improvement over the Deluxe Class that we got from the first Transformers film, and it all comes down to really the chest. The way they did the chest is so much better. And there's the vehicle mode. It's amazing how they can take like the same vehicle mode and you can put them next to each other. I don't know if you'll be able to see the difference, but then once you transform them, they'll be vastly different. And here's what I'm interested in the most, and that is that Deluxe Class World War II Bumblebee. And I'm surprised that it's just this color. It's like an olive drab. I mean, it is an olive drab. You know what's funny is that if you replace Bumblebee's head with a completely different character, head, like, it'll be a completely different character, because like this is not recognizable as Bumblebee at all. I mean, it's not yellow, it's green, and it's just got a lot of bulk in it. A lot of kibble. I mean, look at all that kibble on the back. And I feel that out of all the Studio Series figures and representations of characters that we've seen before, this one looks like it has the most amount of kibble. This one really, I mean, I guess they tried the best they can to really hide it and make a really accurate representation of the way he looked like in Transformers The Last Night in that brief scene, but this is what they came up with, and I'm at least glad that we are getting something. So very, very cool. And here's the vehicle mode, and it's pretty cool. What's all that stuff underneath the vehicle? Anyways, there's also more photos. You can check that out. Here's the photo of Barricade in the robot mode, and that's the vehicle mode. And just like I said before, this is not really that much different from the crowbar that we've seen already. Now, what's very interesting is that the actual dreads and the weapons themselves are a copper color. So, I'm not sure why they decided to go with that, but I'll have to watch Dark of the Moon again to see if the dreads are actually that color or got a little bit of gold on them. There's that side swipe, and it is, it's got a very, very dark face. I don't know what's up with the face, but it's very, very dark. And there's the vehicle mode. There's a close-up of that really, really dark face. Anyways, the World War II Bumblebee is looking really good. It's the favorite, is my favorite of all of them. And it just looks like a very detailed figure. Like, this is and here's the vehicle mode again. I love the weathering on it. Check out all that weathering. Looks really worn out. There's a close-up of Bumblebee's head or his face, and it almost looks like you could replace it with Hound's head, and it would actually still look normal. There's a back. Once again, lots of kibble in the back. That's where he's really storing most of his car parts. And there's a close-up of the hammer, and there's another shot of him, and there you have it. Also in this wave is the Voyager Class Starscream from Revenge of the Fallen. We got some new photos of him, and there he is. And he's got a brighter shade to his body. So it's not like in the first one where it's like gray. This one's it's much, much lighter, and it really accentuates the Cybertronian tattoos that he's got. It's like it really feels like a full-on all new repaints, not just the tattoos. There's a close-up with it. It's got more gold on it. So I don't know what the direction is that they wanted to go with, but it looks like it's trying to represent Revenge of the Fallen, but actually also do some new things as well. And it has a great looking jet mode with those tattoos, and there he is in the forest fight. And then this is something we've seen before, but there are some new photos, official photos of it, and that is the Dropkick. Dropkick is a triple changer from the new Bumblebee film. There's the I apologize. I've been calling it the Apache Attack Chopper, but it's actually a longbow. So this is a longbow. Thank you so much for correcting me. And there's a good-looking robot mode. I really like what I see here, and this is something that is a must-have. Look at that close-up. Still a very, very good-looking bot. And there he is, standing with his Studio Series backdrop. those Studio Series backdrops are definitely going to take up a lot of shelf space. I don't really even think I'm going to put them up like that. And there is the Studio Series backdrop with Dropkick in his sharp longbow mode. But what's very interesting here is the box art. The box art, here's Dropkick in the box, but now we're seeing a new rendering of Dropkick in a CG mode. As you can see, here he is. Here's his thing, and this is his other mode. So very, very cool. The last thing I want to talk to you about is third party. Now, I typically don't talk about third party because I don't really collect third party, but it's always interesting to see what the third party companies come out with, especially in the movie line, because a lot of third party companies have already come out with a lot of stuff for G1 and a lot of different iterations of Transformers, but it's not often that they come out with stuff for the movie line. And I'm glad they're doing that. And what we're getting is actually from this Toy Plus Weibo account. There is a third-party Bulldog. If you don't remember Bulldog is I think is a World War I tank that resides at the castle of the Fulgans. So we get to see him briefly in Transformers Last Night as we get introduced to Anthony Hopkins' character. And there he is. And this is from Toy World, and it looks pretty good actually. And I love that it doesn't look like your typical robot, like a humanoid robot. Like what they do with the legs is actually very, very interesting. And that is using his entire leg as like tank treads. Like his tank treads make up the entire leg. So that's really, really neat how they decided to do that. And here's another shot of it. And I think it's going to end up being a pretty cool bot mode when it's completed. So very, very cool. There he is, painted in olive drab. This is obviously not complete, but it is in the vehicle mode. It's very interesting how they decided to use that background. And there it is in the palm of somebody's hand, and it shows you the size of it. Obviously a Deluxe Class, or the equivalent of a Deluxe Class, and I'm actually very curious to see what the final paint job is going to be like. And finally, here is Bulldog with the other guys, and that's an Ironhide. That's a Studio Series Ironhide, I believe. And all these are Studio Series right there. So even though his vehicle mode is quite small and fits in the palm of your hand, his robot mode actually sizes up to the Ironhide. That's actually a Voyager Class. But actually, if this were to be a more accurate mode, I actually think it would end up being bigger. So anyways, that's the sizing, and I think that's really cool that they decided to do that. Obviously, with third-party stuff, it's not going to end up being like the same price as a Deluxe. So it's probably going to end up being in the $50, $60 range as far as I know. I mean, it is Deluxe Class, or maybe even more. I really don't know. But like I just said, I don't really collect third-party stuff, so I might get this guy, but it all depends on price. If it's really up there, then, you know, it's not a favorite character of mine at all, but it's just cool to have, like a novelty, because it is something that is quite unique. Anyways, that's all I got to say in this episode. I just wanted to do a little bit of a commentary on more of these reveals for these movie toys. It's really, really exciting that we're getting way more stuff, but it's getting to the point where like this Studio Series is really kind of they're showing that there's really potential that they could do other stuff, but they're doing things that we've seen before, like that clunker Bumblebee, and we already got a Masterpiece Barricade, so why do we need a Studio Series Barricade? I guess for people that can't afford a Masterpiece, but still, that crankcase is not that much different, if at all. It looks like the same thing that we've seen before, so I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because this entire wave just feels like stuff that we've already seen before, with the exception of the World War II Bumblebee. So I guess it's difficult to come up with a whole bunch of new stuff for an entire wave that they got to bring back old characters. Anyways, that's all I got to say in this episode. I'm really excited to see what they come up with next, because they do have a lot of options to choose from if they really put their heads together and not just bring us back characters we've seen before. As always, if you enjoyed this video, you want to see more, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, also follow me, Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.